Going to show a new scammer today. A new scammer. They're all over the place, folks. They all have their different MO. But going to show a new one. Going to see what he's all about. You can just tell he's a scammer just looking at the channel. I haven't really looked at his videos, but it's pretty obvious. We'll take a look. You'll have a chance to live go through and see what I'm seeing and thinking live without having gone through and checked out this guy. It's just pretty obvious, though. It's your objective, your mission, your goal is to make sure this is getting to other people to help other people. I'm not going to spend all my time in my limited life. Your life is limited. Everyone's life is limited. I'm not going to spend that time, especially in my retirement years, to help 10 people. Okay? You understand? If it's not helping enough people, I'm going to go away for good and continue to enjoy my life, my retirement, my wonderful fucking life, my amazing life. And that's exactly what it is. It's amazing. So, keep that in mind. Okay? Keep that in mind. Okay? I think I'll do a little teaser here. How about a little teaser? See what we got. Okay, I'll give you one teaser here. This is one video here. It's called the Fake Guru Fake Guru Crypto Edition. Fake Guru Crypto Edition. I mean, these videos are so involved. That I don't even know if, like, maybe there's errors or stuff. There's gaps. I don't know. You're talking a major production, folks. It's a lot of. Remember, I'm not monetized. I'm not asking for any money. I'm not doing this for any other reason to help people. You understand? You all understand what my time is worth. One of the top investment analysts in the world, probably the top. Somebody show me someone better than me. Please show me. You understand what I'm saying? I'm not telling you that to brag. I'm telling you that to put everything into fucking perspective, into context. That I'm putting my time here. Why am I doing this? And my credibility. You all understand. I know some of you get it, but there's some that don't get it. Because after all, the audience on YouTube, you're talking about, severely impaired people mentally. I need to get this guy. I keep forgetting about this guy. What a fraud. What a con man. This guy has gone on this marketing campaign. He's paid these PR firms to promote him, like Robert Kiyosaki. He's on these websites and stuff. What a fraud. What a piece of garbage, man. I mean, like, dude, what is this whole get-up? Genie out of the bottle thing? Get a job. Anyway, so this is focused on fake investment. Now, of course, obviously, I'm not going to cover all the crypto people. I don't follow that shit. This is mainly, for the most part, the fake investment guru guys who are also doing the crypto, pumping the crypto. Right. It's pretty good. I think you're going to like it. And, obviously, I could, for months and months and months, I could continue to expose the whole crypto. Folks, I've been exposing crypto for a very long time, okay? And I'm telling you right now, write it the fuck down. Write it the fuck down. Some of you out there, call me on this. Go to the top expert in crypto. Go to Jerviston, and I'm talking like guys, some of these guys you think that are credible because they're like from venture capital, like Jerviston or someone. They will never go up against me, ever. Because I will expose, you see, con men rely on conning people, fooling people. The worst thing they can have is someone who's credible, honest, you can't be bought off, who presents the truth in front of them. You understand? They're fooling you. You know, it's funny. People still don't even realize, these crypto people, crypto's lost any of its potential integrity that it once had. Once these exchanges were created, it's gone. And it's going to be regulated. You'll never hear anyone talk about, wait a second, regulation? Once it's regulated, what's the fucking difference then? People wanted to get away from regulation. You understand? But people are now focused on the roulette wheel. You see, no one's telling you this. Anyway. Got to make sure everything's censored, you know. And if there's anything that needs to be censored, please leave a comment and I'll fix it on any of the videos. Don't want the videos pulled, right? You know, you can't talk about the truth, right? You can't. You can't reveal the criminal group out there because they're protected. I mean, imagine if you're this huge mafia and you're just defrauding the fuck out of everybody, everywhere you look, in just about every single venue, right? The financial industry, Wall Street, media scams. Just think about it. Think about it. Think about all these Ponzi schemes, crypto Ponzi schemes, stock market Ponzi schemes, right? Think about all that, and you can't even talk about the common connection, the common link. Why? That tells you who runs the fucking show. Wake the fuck up, okay? Like I did when I was banned 18 years ago for no reason at all other than trying to warn people like you about what would end up being the most severe, most devastating financial collapse, financial apocalypse, which was the name of my book, America's Financial Apocalypse. Warning everyone about the financial crisis, trying to help people avoid that. That's why I was banned, because I exposed everything about the criminal nature of Wall Street, of everything, of free trade, of America's completely disgusting healthcare system, which is a criminal fucking enterprise. The biggest problem in America is America's healthcare crisis, and the problem is most people don't even realize, and I wrote a book on it. I'm an expert in healthcare. I worked in healthcare IT, telemedicine, many years ago with venture capital. But most people don't even realize how bad it is until they get old enough to deal with the huge cost. By that time, do you think they're going to come out and tell everyone how fucked up it is? No. They're worried about how much longer they have to live. You understand? Why do you think these politicians don't want to talk about healthcare? They very rarely bring it up, and when they do, it's in a superficial manner. Oh, well, the drug prices. Okay. It's the biggest, it's the best kept hidden secret that we've had in America. America's healthcare crisis. It's an absolute fraud and a scam. Folks, this is why I was banned. I exposed that America's healthcare crisis in my book. In my book that predicted the financial... I exposed everything. That's why that book is still fucking valuable almost 20 years later. It will still be valuable probably for another 20 fucking years. Anyone who's read it and studied it can see it now. Back then it was too advanced for everybody, unless you were a professional. When you focus on the real estate part, you see that. It's pretty obvious. But I'm writing about free trade. Nobody knew what the fuck free trade was doing. No one knew any of this stuff. Only recently do you all get it. You understand what I'm talking about? You guys get it? The best thing you can do for your life, and I'm telling you, I'm not exaggerating, best thing you can do for your life in terms of effort involved, time involved, money involved. And I think, considering it's the best thing for your life, I think the time and effort, money involved is pretty damn small. Best thing you can do is become familiar with as much as you can with my track record, my credibility. Read that fucking book. I don't make a fucking penny from it. It's not published anymore. It's secondhand copies. Okay. The extended version, 2006, America's Financial Apocalypse. 2006 version, the original large version. Okay. That's the best thing you can do. Just like you will know more about what the fuck's going on than anybody else. Okay, believe me. That book talking about courses. I could make 1,000 fucking courses off that, which would be better than anyone's fucking courses times a million. You're talking real fucking material. And you got people there, and YouTube, all these people making all these fucking courses that are based upon 1/10 of a simple generic book that costs $10. And I write books that, in reality, if you looked at the value, I could charge millions of dollars for my courses based upon the value from those books. It's another reason why I will never do another book. Okay? Not going to happen. That's the best thing you can do, folks. Okay? You find someone who's fucking true, credible, not bought off, no agendas, who's telling you the truth. Okay? That's gonna be the best thing you can do for your life. Because you know what? A lot of things you don't see. You can't see a lot of things, right? I know that. There's a lot of things I couldn't see for the longest time. You know, I've gotten a lot better. I can see a lot of things now very quickly, very easily. But the vast majority of people cannot see a lot of things, which I would even think that are so simple to see because I'm at a certain level now. My point is that if you don't locate somebody who can really see this stuff and is telling you about it, you'll never see it in time. And you'll be like most people. You know how most people end up? If they're lucky, they end up on their deathbed, basically, 70, 80, 90 years old, thinking to themselves or telling their spouse and loved ones, they're saying, you know what? I see it all now. I see it all now. This is what happens, folks. People, if they're lucky, typically only see all these things that I've been exposing. Well, they don't see them all, but they see kind of the big picture to some degree. Once it's too late. Once they're already kind of getting ready to go underground. You understand? That's the reality. And the reason why is because the media keeps them there. I'm a professional research analyst, trained in quantitative research, right? So obviously, you know, I've been able to see things a lot earlier. There's no reason why you're going to be able to see these things. Even if you wanted to, do you have the skill set? Do you have the motivation? You understand? So you're not going to see this stuff. That's the reality, folks. That's what this is all about. Okay. So let's move on now. And what I'm going to do. Let's see here. Oh, here you go. Here's another one. Here's the you like the recent Jeremy video? I haven't even looked into this guy. I didn't look into this guy really before, just because he's so fucking stupid with this whole like hee-haw thing. Like I mean, why would I even deal with this? I mean, if you can't see the guy's a fucking idiot and a fraudster, you got some brain damage going on. But so I recently, and I covered him, you know, a couple of years ago, just briefly. It's so obvious. So I haven't really looked at his videos. I'm going to look at them. I found a couple, and I saw his little pitches, his little sales pitch to try and get you into his courses and all this bullshit. And this guy's a smooth operator. Let me tell you, his tactics are smooth. I'm going to tell you, I'll go ahead and spill the beans right now. What he does, and by the way, ask yourself why nobody in the fucking world, fun guy, because I fucking said so. You understand? I said so. I said you're not allowed to fucking chat. You got it? That's why. I can't sit here and explain everything all the time. You understand? I can't explain every fucking thing. That's why, folks, once again, that's why it's important for you to know, to realize I'm the real fucking deal. Okay? I'll go ahead and explain it for fun guy. Are you a fun guy? Fun guy. Hey, girls, I'm a fun guy. Hey, I'm fun. You want to have some fun? Anyway, so here's the deal. It's quite simple. It's quite simple. Number one, this is not an entertainment platform. All of ScamTube is entertainment. Oh, let's have a live chat. Everybody can chime in. Let's have fun and this and that. I want to be here. It increases engagement. I know all the tactics of the scam media, right? I'm not here for that. That's superficial bullshit. That's done. All these little bells and whistles on ScamTube are done to improve engagement. Why? It's all about selling ads to fuck you. You understand? I'm not selling ads. I'm not monetized. I don't care about your engagement. I'm the fucking professor. I'm here to lecture. When you go to a college class, okay? When you go to a college class, what do? Is everybody talking amongst each other when the professor is lecturing? No. You sit down, and you shut the fuck up, and you take notes. You understand? You all get where I'm coming from? You get it? That's number one. Number two, I'm a world-class expert. We're not on the same level. No offense, but we're not. I hope you all realize that. Okay? As such, you need to be focusing on sitting down, zipping your mouth, listening to me, and thinking. You see, because a lot of people, especially if they're young, most especially regardless of their age, if they're not so intelligent, they like to flap their fucking mouth. And it's not their fault, really, to some degree, because this is a phenomenon that has occurred over the past 25 years because of the internet. The internet's created this bullshit. And of course, there's societal issues as well, the things that changes in society. But basically it's the internet where, everyone has a voice, right? Okay. Number three, it's because also I don't want distractions. I don't want people to be talking about things and chatting and distract from what I'm talking about. As well as maybe someone wants to ask a question. What is he talking about? What does he mean? And then someone chimes in and speaks for me and speaks the wrong thing and misinterprets it. It's this exact same way I carry out my research webinars, by the way. There's no fucking chat. There's no talking. People are going to ask questions, but that's it. You understand? Because you see, I know how to teach people. That's what you do. Okay? I've taught university courses. I've given major university exam reviews. That's what's going on. Remember, I'm different, folks. Unlike every other person on ScamTube, I'm different. I'm a real expert. I'm here to help you. I'm not going to ever make a penny off of any of this stuff. You understand? So don't apply what you're encountering in ScamTube, those type of behaviors and norms to me. You understand? Okay? Okay, hopefully you all understand that. I don't want to keep repeating all this stuff. So that's why. Now, I will actually later on, this time I will allow questions, only questions on the scammers. And we'll see. I don't know what I have planned, but we're going to show some people. And, for instance, if you have some questions on some of the scammers, I will answer those questions. Because recently, you might want to take a look right now on the Tom Nash video, had a couple of people chime in, and they're like, oh, he's not a scammer. And, I had to give an elaborate answer. I think you should read the answer. Do it right now. A couple of long answers I gave. So it takes a while. I'd rather just explain it. And it's a good learning point. And I did those answers. I put those answers there because it's a learning point for the world, for all you people, to learn how to think. And I showed how these people aren't fucking thinking. Their logic is fucking horseshit. Folks, if you don't have the most basic logic, at least, you have to start off with some basic logic. If you don't have logic beyond a fucking sixth grader, you're in trouble. And of course, the internet has done this to people. This is the internet that's caused this problem. You can believe me or not believe me. I'm telling you the fact, because you're listening to somebody who's been around long before the internet. And I know how people were, and they weren't this fucking stupid. Okay? So with that, let's go ahead now and continue. I'm going to show you this little teaser here with this is a teaser video with Jeremy. I'm going to be doing more on this scammer. I'm going to be doing more on this guy, by the way. And I haven't even watched his videos yet, but I've already seen enough to know what is going on. Let me just go ahead and tell you what he does. What this guy does, basically, and ask yourself, once again, why nobody else on ScamTube that's ever talked about this guy has ever revealed this. I saw it instantly. Folks, you're dealing with a bunch of mental midgets on YouTube, all pretending to be fucking experts, all pretending to be worthy of your fucking time, and none of them are. None of them are. Zero. My opinion. Here's the ploy he uses. So that whole hee-haw thing appeals to the dummies. It keeps the barrier low for the dummies. Oh, okay, he's a dummy. I'm a dummy too. I like him. I want to listen to him. He's one of me. I can relate to him. You understand the psychological tactic there. Second thing is, what he does is he talks about how he's a long-term investor. I'm an investor. I'm an investor, not a trader. Oh, really? If that's the case, go through this scammer's videos. He's always talking about every fucking day, there's the 3 stocks I'm buying, the 5 stocks I'm buying. If you go through, according to his videos, he should have 1,000 stocks on his fucking list that he's bought. So he says one thing and does another. You understand? He's a fucking fraud. Why does he do that? He does that to lure people in. Okay? Third thing is when he goes through, he shows you his fake portfolio. It's fucking fake. All these guys, many of these guys do the same thing. It's a fake portfolio. If you're going to show your fucking returns to try and lure people into your goddamn grift, your scam, you show the fucking audited, third-party audited returns. I need to fucking approve it, or it's a scam. Write it down, folks. Don't believe a single fucking thing these scammers are showing you or talking about. They're all lying. And I'm going to go through in the future another scammer who was one of the first people to do this. When I taught and expose a digital nomad scammer, his name is Johnny FD. You can look him up. He was pulling all this shit with Amazon, FBA a long time ago, pretending to make all these stores and sell them and all this. I've known about all, folks. I know the whole goddamn song and dance on ScamTube. Okay, I'm gonna go through all this shit, making all these false claims, and you stupid fucking idiots. Oh well, he said so. He's transparent. You dumb fucking morons. You stupid idiots. He said so. He's transparent. I like him. He's transparent. Wow. You people are fucking stupid. Now, maybe I think differently because I was educated, trained as a scientist. Do you understand? I need to see the evidence. Let me tell you something. Everything on ScamTube, everything on the internet's faked. You need to see evidence. When someone is out there trying to sell you something and they're posting shit in your face, look at all my money, look at my returns. You need to see, and this is the problem, you all can't even detect it. They're gonna continuously fool you people. Many of you didn't even know you can fake trading live trading. You all didn't even know this until I told you that. So how are you gonna know anything? Okay? So what Jeremy does is he posts he's always showing you his portfolio, and he's up, he's beating the S&P. This guy has never and will never beat the S&P. It's a fucking lie, okay? His performance is fake. Write it down. He's a fucking fraud. But he lures people in. He lures them in this way. He also lures them in with his little group. Oh, look at my millionaire group. It's not vetted. It's all fake. It's all bullshit, okay? He's a fraud. He's a liar. He's a scam artist. He's a brain-dead moron. He's stupid. I mean, do you think a person... Think about this. I mean, just stop and think for a second. Do you think a person who could only get into a community college is going to be intelligent enough to go against the pros and beat the pros? Do you understand? No, he's not. Okay? You're never going to beat the index. You listen to this guy. You're going to blow up. You're going to severely underperform. I can guarantee you that. That's fact. You could write it down. Okay? Any of these motherfuckers, you tell them, oh, Tell them, look, they want to show me. Let's go. Okay, come to me. Let's go. I'll listen to you. Let's go. Come on. They'll never come up to me, ever, because they know I'm the big swinging dick. Not a big swinging dick. I'm the big swinging dick. Okay. At some point probably in the future, well into the future, after I'm dead and gone, and it's no longer a threat to the establishment and the Wall Street and media criminals, since I won't be around. At some point, it will be, I think, probably known. My track record, we'll see. I'll go down in history as one of the best investment analysts of all time, based upon what I've done. But you see, nobody wants you to know that. They didn't want you to know that in 2006 and 7 and 8. They wanted to fuck you, and that's what happened. You got fucked. Versus if I had gotten exposure, you could have fucked them. And then ever since that time, same thing. You understand. Same thing on YouTube. You understand what's going on. If you don't believe me, all you got to do, it's quite simple. Go on my channel description. You can start with my financial crisis track record. Some of you probably won't truly understand the relevance, the true absolute relevance of that, because you don't know what the fuck's going on. Okay? I try to explain a little bit here and there, right? But it's quite simple. Go through a couple of chapters there, and I'm not even talking about all the other things I expose, but just the real estate portion. Just go through, and then you try and find every person who they claim they predicted it, the financial crisis. See exactly what based upon what. Every book written before the financial crisis, see what the books contained. You won't find anything remotely close to what I have. Okay? And then, of course, I talked about how the fund managers, they make a Hollywood movie about them. They didn't predict shit. They just made a bet. They hid their bet. Nobody knew about their bet. They could have hedged their bet. They could have gotten out of their bet if it failed, and nobody had to know. I show my fucking cards in advance to help the world make as much money as they did. You understand? You got it? Got it? Go ahead and answer. Got it? Yes or no? Go ahead. Yes, no? Everybody, yes, no? Go ahead. You can answer. You can answer in the chat. Got it? Yes, no? But nobody wants to answer? Am I talking too fast? Hell, guys, I mean, I'm on a 14-hour time difference here. I had me a few drinks even. I'm not 100% here. Come on. If you don't got it, if you don't understand, you need to, folks, what do I keep saying? The most important thing you can do for your life is to look into things I'm saying, look into my track record, look into my credibility. Because, of course, I don't just talk about the investment world. I expose all the other things I've learned ever since I got banned. Okay? I don't have to do any of this stuff. I've been doing this type of stuff from the beginning. Okay? That's who I am. I've been doing, and you know what I've learned? People like me, we get nothing. We don't even get acknowledged. We suffer. We are harmed. Not only my business is harmed, like it's amazing. Like the con artists that, the guys that fool people, they're treated as heroes. It's amazing. The biggest scammers out there, the biggest cons, like they're worshipped by their huge cult following as heroes. And then guys like me, well, why? Because there's so many idiots that believe, there's so many cult members that when you point out that their cult leader is a fraud, they want to attack you. Great example. Take a look at Robert Kiyosaki. You know how many people believe this guy's fraudster tactics? They think he's legit. Tony Robbins, Peter Schiff. I mean, that's what I'm talking about, folks. Anyway, so let me go ahead now. Let me finish. Let me continue. So this is what he does. He throws out this, he doesn't come out and say, oh, look, I beat this. He comes out, here's my portfolio, and I have this 27% up so far for the year. S&P's up 25% or something. Okay? Jeremy's a subtle scammer. He's got subtle little tactics. Okay? The other one is showing his little group thing, which means nothing. It's complete horseshit. And you'll see it when I release the video. I go into a little more, and then I'll go into it in more detail. He also plays the little McDonald's Happy Meal toys thing where, if you're in the six, if you get 6 figures or 7 figures, I'm going to send you a trophy. This is all psychological, little tactics to kind of lure you. I'm not going to get into that. If you don't understand, and look it up. It's kind of related to kind of Joe Camel ads. Okay. And then what he also does is so he'll come out and tell you, well, I'm a long-term investor, and by the way, here, look at my portfolio. And I don't know, he's got like supposedly, I haven't even looked at his videos really at all, and I've already seen like 3 different portfolios. I mean, he must have like a load supposedly. Folks, remember, you can access Jeremy's brokerage accounts live. He can give you the authority to log in and see his brokerage accounts. All the history, everything, but he won't ever do it. Ask him. Why don't we do? Ask all these motherfuckers, Kevin, everybody. Okay, you know how I know this? Well, I'm the fucking BSD. Come on, you guys should know this. Everybody should know this. The reason why I know this is because all these brokerage accounts. Okay, when you at the end of the year, if you're doing your own taxes, like I've always done. I mean, if you're paying someone for taxes, I mean, unless you've got like really, really, really complicated things, come on, get with it. Seriously, it's fucking doing taxes. Come on, you don't want to pay anybody. Even if you have complex things. I mean, my taxes are actually somewhat complex, but I've been doing them for so long over the years. My point is that if you do your own taxes, okay, well, where are you going to get all the information for the tax information? You've got to give permission, right, to access the software. You've got to give your brokerage. You've got to give that account permission to access it, so they can access your account. Therefore, you can go through the account actually name. You can put in different people to access it, and you can actually, depending upon the brokerage firm, the access might be a little bit different, but you can actually list what type of access you want to give them. They can just look, or you can actually even make trades. So ask all these fucking fake gurus showing their performance. Why don't they give you access so you can log in on live? You understand? Because they're frauds, all of them. All of them. They're lying. Folks, think about it for a second. They're thinking, look, I can make millions of dollars just making up lies. What's the penalty? 0. There's no penalty. Think about it. You had scumbags selling unregistered securities, breaking federal securities laws. That would be FTX and all these other cryptos. Selling Ponzi schemes, promoting Ponzi schemes, being paid to promote Ponzi schemes and selling unregistered securities. And nothing happened to them. Nothing. You understand what I'm talking about? Why do you think they're lying? That's why you got to contact the FTC. In this Jeremy video, I put the FTC phone number there many times. I'm going to start doing that for all these motherfuckers. When you got someone who's got a lot of reach, got a lot of people, FTC, that's a prime target. Boom. The FTC works on complaints. The more complaints they get, then they'll sue them. They'll go after them. Okay? Why do you think they went after Russ Cameron, Warrior Trading? You understand? Okay, Meet Kevin's in that category too, by the way. But of course, you can also contact the SEC on Meet Kevin. He's registered through the SEC. I'm telling you right now, Kevin's going to get sued. Kevin's going to get trouble eventually with the securities regulators. Okay? Oh yeah. Eventually it's going to happen. No doubt about it. So, I'll tell you. So what he also, so here's what he does. So he'll talk about how he's a long-term investor, yet he's pitching penny stocks, right? And he's always talking about 5 stocks I'm buying today. Does that sound like he's long-term investing in these stocks? Most of which have blown up. So what he'll do every once in a while, to fool people, is he'll show you some unverified, this is my Tesla, I'm up 1,500%. This is my Meta. So he's showing you alleged positions in stocks that he's held for 10 years. Okay? And he does that to lure people in. But then he's pitching penny stocks and fucking bullshit and all these stocks that blow up. So wait a second, Jeremy. If you're showing this portfolio, why don't you just tell everybody, okay, just buy Tesla, just buy Meta, just hold them. There's no need for your channel. You got it? You also see how he's scamming people? A lot of psychological tactics here. This is what he does. He's a bait and switch con man. He's an absolute moron, an investment idiot, and scammer. Write it down. None of these motherfuckers will ever, I mean, come on, folks. Think about the guys that are in the industry, that, you know, the media's experts. Those guys are scared of me. You think these guys would ever come up against me live on a neutral platform? You understand? You got it? I've exposed Jim Rogers, Peter Schiff, Harry Dent, Mark Faber, you name it. The list goes down. It's too easy. All you got to do is know a little bit about, well, in some cases, maybe you need to know a little more than a little bit. But if you don't know a whole lot, I mean, imagine just looking at their track record. You saw the video I did, the recent video on Jeff Gundlach, right? Did you see that video? Folks, you can be a fucking vegetable, okay, and do what I did on that video. See, people are impulsive. They don't take the time. If you don't take the fucking time, folks, anybody you fucking listen to, you better vet them. You better spend more time looking into that person than you are listening to them. But people don't do that. They don't do that. Oh, he's got a lot of likes. He's got a lot of views. The comments are good. He's credible. Okay, I'm going to listen to him. Stupid fucking idiots. Just go to Peter Schiff's channel. Read all the cult member comments. And you're going to laugh. I mean, Peter Schiff's a fucking joke. It's a cult. Like I said, folks, internet is designed, all these internet platforms have been designed to create cult followings. No, regardless of the platform, it's all cult followings. Why? Because it's about brainwashing people, scamming people. The internet, all these platforms, whether it's YouTube, Scambook, Scamtube, you name it, all of them. It's all about allowing you to create scams. They're helping the scammers. Why? Because they're selling ads. You understand? They're all criminals. They're in a partnership with all these people on Facebook, on YouTube, that are monetizing. They're in a criminal partner relationship, a business relationship with YouTube, with Facebook. You understand? They're business partners. You all know this, right? You know this. And they're also business partners with the advertisers. Why do you think you don't see much anymore? I haven't seen much. I can't tell you that the last year I saw an advertisement for Coca-Cola. You notice that the big corporations aren't advertising a lot on YouTube anymore? Anybody notice that? Well, if you didn't notice it, think about it now. Of course, you had to been monitoring ScamTube for a long time. You know why? Because the scams have gotten so pervasive and so ubiquitous that the big advertisers don't want to fucking involve themselves anymore. And think about this. This is even after ScamTube has scrubbed their videos. Everything's politically correct. Everything is woke. You understand? It's not good enough for them. There's so many scams. You get the picture now? Most of the ads on ScamTube are scams. And every creator knows this. They know that they're partnering with scammers. And I'm going to talk about some guy I've got evidence of the comment section. This guy's arguing back and forth with someone who's telling you kind of essentially the same thing I'm saying. And they're saying, hey, you're supposed to be, you claim to expose scammers, but you're monetizing your channel, and I see scammers advertising on your channel. You're partnering with them. It's the same thing I've been talking about for the longest time. Maybe this person heard me. They got the idea. And this person comes back at them, oh, I don't determine that. That's Google. You understand? So they're saying, well, they don't determine that. But wait a second. They know that the ads are scams. You understand? That proves to you that these guys that claim to be, I'm going to expose a scammer. They're frauds, folks. They're worse than the scammers. They're pretending to be on your side just to sell ads. Got it? And they're not even fucking, they don't even expose anything. They're too fucking stupid. They're fucking idiots. I mean, do you think any of these guys can expose? I mean, some of the stuff is obvious that I expose. But most of the stuff, they can't expose this shit. They're fucking too stupid. They don't have the expertise. But you know what they can expose? Right? They can expose the obvious stuff. Like Tom Nash being a fraud, his false claims. Instead, what you get is CoffeeZilla, the scammer, the guy who sells sells ads for scammers and promotes scammers. He promoted Tom Nash. He will never come and say, I made a mistake. Tom, dude, you're a scammer. Right? He'll never go after Meet Kevin. Right? I mean, these guys, by the way, they're doing a trading scam. You understand that, right? They're doing the same thing as the trading gurus. You realize that? They're not coming out and saying, you can make, you can make, 400% a year like Ricky Gutierrez. Well, Felix is saying that. He said you can make 30% per month. That's what he expects. What they're doing, though, is they're doing the Jim Cramer approach. Tom Nash, I mean, he tells you to buy NVIDIA. He doesn't talk about it all these fucking years. He starts pumping it when? Towards the peak. And you see what's happened since he pumped it. Collapse. He's telling you all you got to do is buy NVIDIA and you don't have to ever work again. I mean, anyone who says that, they're a fraud. Okay? Remember, I'm the king of NVIDIA. Nobody's been recommending NVIDIA as long as me. I'm the fucking king. Cost basis, 25 cents a share. Okay? But you hear all these guys, and this is someone talked about how, Tom Nash, how is he a fraud? He's recommended the 3 of the hottest stocks. NVIDIA, Palantir, Tesla. Tom Nash, just like all these other fake gurus, were pumping Tesla. Why? Because all they were doing was following Cathie Wood. Okay? Just because you're looking at the stock price and saying someone's credible, you're fucking stupid. Sorry, you're dumb. Tom Nash just recently gets on NVIDIA. Palantir is pumping at the top at $35 all the way down to $6. Just now breaking even. You understand? You guys get it? They're not going to expose these guys. This is the obvious stuff they could expose if they wanted to. You know what's funny, by the way? I pointed this out in a video before my channel got removed for, exposing the truth a couple of years ago. Some of you might recall, and I have posted some old videos. That's why I post these old videos. I'm going to keep posting the old videos as well. I have to just go through them and censor them to make sure, that they're YouTube friendly, right? ADL friendly. From the very beginning, I came out and said, look, Tom Nash is a fraud. It's obvious. I'm a legit fucking expert. I can tell the guy fucking knows nothing about securities analysis. Complete horseshit. And I said, look, I'm not even going to bet him. I will hand him $10,000 if he can prove to me his credentials that he claims. Top four 10 plus years experience as a senior analyst at a top 4 Wall Street firm. MBA, University of Michigan. All this nonsense. Okay? I said, I'll give him 10 grand. You all heard me. I mean, 10 grand, I'll give him any amount. I just put 10 grand out there. Okay? And so, here's the thing, just to give you an example of what kind of fucking mental midgets you're dealing with out there. You all know, you heard this, right? Didn't hear a single thing from Tom. And all the people that pretended to go after, well, actually, many of the people didn't go after Tom. Why is that? Some of these scammers out there who want to focus on Jeremy, they never went after Tom. Why is that? You ever notice that? Only go after certain people? It's a circle jerk, folks. You got it? So finally, this one guy, he's not exactly the sharpest. Let me just say, he's not exactly the sharpest knife in the drawer. I just kind of go ahead and post that to remind everybody not to. He's not exactly the sharpest knife in the drawer. Let me just say that. Okay. Scott Schaefer. You know, and let me just say something, folks. When you're gonna expose someone, you know, going through and checking their like personal life, that's first of all, that's not really exposing anyone. Second of all, that's a little inappropriate, I think. Okay. But if you're Scott Schaefer and you don't know your head from your ass, you don't know anything about the capital markets, the investment world, of course, that's all he can do. So when Scott Schaefer looked into Tom Nash's, you know, where he lived, where he, you know, this and that, whatever, that was the expose video, supposedly, and that got promoted. No one ever talked about how I was offering him 10 grand for months and months and months if he could just show me his credentials. And no one talked about, including Scott. No one said, wait a second. And I said, Scott, wait a second. Actually, the real news here is that I was willing to give money if he showed me his credentials because I knew he didn't have them. That's the real story here. Not that you found out where he lives and that he didn't go to University of Michigan. You understand what I'm saying, folks? The real story is you have some big swinging fucking dick who knew instantly so much that the guy was lying about his credentials. He's willing to give him money, right? You understand? That was the real fucking story. And talk to Scott about it. And you know what he told me? He said, oh, yeah, I talked to Tom Nash about this. And he said, oh, well, I can't. He's unhinged. I guess it's some fucking little Gen Z term, little kiddie term. I can't trust him with my info. Folks, this is one of the first rules I ever came out with for con artists. Don't ever listen to anybody who's anonymous. They're hiding for a reason. Okay? They're either hiding because they got a fucked up past, okay? Or they're hiding because they're making claims and they don't want you to try and verify them. Okay? Always. And so, and I said to Scott, Scott, I'll offer him any amount of money he wants. He's giving you that as an excuse. Scott's so fucking stupid, he just went with that. He went with it because he goes, oh, I'm making, Tom Nash, and I quote, he told, according to Scott Schaefer, he said, oh, I'm making $50,000 a month off FTX endorsements. $10,000 is nothing for me. That was Tom Nash's excuse. You understand? Does Scott Schaefer come to me and say, hey, can you offer him more? No. Scott's that fucking stupid. And he folds like a cheap fucking suit. They're all, folks, I'm telling you, YouTube, they're all fucking scammers and bullshit artists. They're here to make money off ScamTube because they're dishonest and or unemployable. Okay. I mean, that's the big fucking story, that you got some guy, right, who's coming out and saying, no, he doesn't know what he's talking about, da-da-da-da-da-da-da-da. And I went through point. I mean, who else have you ever heard tell you can't use, and you can, folks, I'm not fucking bluffing. I'm not bluffing. Write it the fuck down as a to-do on your fucking to-do list. Contact all these motherfuckers and tell them, let's go, come up against me, neutral platform. What do you got to say? What about the allegations? Listen, I'm willing. If you got something, I'll look at it. Maybe I'm wrong. I know I'm not. I know I'm not. But I'm open. Okay? I'm open. And you can go to any valuation expert you want in the world. Okay? Go to anyone. Go to Oswald Damodaran, anybody you fucking want, and tell him what I said. And I'll go up against him. It's easy to talk about theory when you're teaching fucking MBA students, which are going to be employed to work as fucking cogs, as grunts at a corporation that don't know their head from their ass. Okay? But the fact is, and let's take a look at his fucking results. Mr. Damodaran, of his little discounted cash flow. You cannot use, write this the fuck down. You cannot use discounted cash flow valuation to value high-tech stocks. It's fucking impossible. I don't use it. Show me an analyst as good as me. I don't use it. It's horseshit. Okay. Can it be used? Possibly, if you are a real analyst working at a major fund, major firm with a lot of resources, a lot of people. Okay. First of all, you got to use, folks, all these guys pushing their little discounted cash, and that's what fucking everything money does, by the way. That little pillar bullshit. It's all a scam. It's all a scam. You're supposed to create a financial model, first of all. The DCF is only a portion of that. Okay? And these guys don't know what the fuck they're doing. None of them. Second of all, show me how, if you're going to use that, you have to constantly update it with new information. That's why Tom Nash gave Amazon a real value of $5,000 per share back in 2022 or 21. Okay? That's right. $5,000 a share. Right today, that's what he said it was worth. Okay? When it was worth like, I don't know, 1,200 or something, 13, 14. I've got the video somewhere. Okay? Can't do it. It's impossible. Okay? If you are working for a major fund, major firm, you got a lot of people you work with, a lot of resources, okay, you can, but you have to continuously update stuff. So the value can change all the time. Okay? Potentially. But even then, I don't think you can do it accurately. Why? Because it's impossible to use that valuing intangible assets. DCF is for traditional valuation. You all understand that, right? You got Paul Everything Money talking about how, oh, yeah, Benjamin Graham, he's my hero. Oh, the value investors. Yeah, I'm a value investor. He doesn't know what a fucking value investor is. Value investors don't fucking short stocks. Value investors don't day trade. Paul's a fraud. Tell him I said it. It's pretty obvious. 8-pillar scam. Another scammer. Those traditional value investors, okay, Benjamin Graham was in the market, was teaching, what have you, back when there were basically no high-tech companies. You didn't have really many intangible assets. You only had brand name and stuff like that. Okay? The market's completely different today. This is why value investing is pretty much dead. True value investing, because those methods don't work on most stocks. Okay? Because most of the stocks in the S&P have a majority of their assets are intangible. How do you value intangible assets? You can't do it with DCF. For the most part. I mean, some you can. I'll tell you in a second. But for the most part, you have to use fucking stupid methods that don't really work. Like, pricing arbitrage model and options model and all this fucking bullshit. Real options model. That's all horse shit. Okay? What you have to do is you got to understand what's going on with the company, and understand what's going on with the assets, and understand what's going on with the competitive positioning, understand the competitive landscape, understand a lot of things. And only then can you get an assessment of what those assets are worth. If you take a look at NVIDIA, for instance, I mean, NVIDIA's got a lot of intangible assets, right? Take a good example. So people would, let's say some idiot's going to do a discounted cash flow on NVIDIA based upon, expectations, okay, of the revenues, margins, this and that. Well, what happens now with the Blackwell chip delay, right? You see what I'm saying? What's it worth now? The only intangible assets you have a chance of valuing really are ones that are stable and have a somewhat predictable income. So, for instance, you have, let's say, a drug patent, right? And it's been out on the market for quite a while. But even still, you've got potential contingent liabilities. What if you have a drug recall? What if you have lawsuits? You understand? That's why all these guys are frauds. I mean, how is it possible that all these years on YouTube, nobody ever came out and was giving you the little discounted cash flow? And all of a sudden now, all these fucking kids over the past few years, they come out and they got the secret. Because they're all frauds, folks. I mean, I'm telling you, I worked on Wall Street. Got it? I'm telling you, they're frauds. They're lying. And the problem is that there's so many people that are so stupid they don't understand. They're going to give you their confirmation bias answer as to why the guy's credible. And they don't know their head from their ass, which is what I said earlier. There's a lot of things you're not going to know. That's why the best thing is to find someone who's fucking really credible and honest. No agenda. And just take what they say. Because if you don't, it may take you 20 fucking years and losing a fortune before you realize that I was right. You got it? Okay. Let me go through now. I'm gonna cut the stream. I don't want these to go too long. And I'm gonna start off on these couple of guys. This is the new guy, and there's a Patrick Bet David video I want to look at, see what he's got to say. The fucking scammer. And by the way, Patrick Bet David, he wants to come across as like he's Mr. Alpha Male. Yeah, he gets the controversial. Tell this motherfucker to interview me on a neutral platform. Let's go, Patrick. He's not going to do that. He's only going to go up against softballs. You see? Folks, it's another reason why you got to do your part to spread these videos. If I were to get a lot of traction, a lot of followers, all these motherfuckers would be forced. They would be forced to confront me. I don't got any followers. They don't give a shit. They don't care. You understand? It's all about money to them. They don't have any honor, pride. They can't do anything about that anyway because they have no fucking honor, pride. It's about the views. If they feel that that I'm going to wake up suckers that they could have swindled, then they're going to try and confront me, right? Somehow, indirectly or maybe even directly. I doubt that, but we'll see. But that's not going to happen if I'm not getting through to enough people. You understand? Got it? Write it down. Remember it. So what I'm going to do now is I'm going to show you a little teaser here for the Jeremy video that took me 12 hours to make. Okay? My time, my valuable time, that I will never get a single penny for. And this is one of several videos over the next few months that will determine if I'll be on here in 2025, based upon how many people are viewing, subscribing. Okay? Just to show you this. I'll be posting it here soon in the future. Okay? So let's take a look here. Let's see what we got. Let's see, how do I do this? It's not playing. Here we go, yeah. Hello, everybody. Hello.
Can you spot a con artist? NVIDIA stock on 19% in the past 5 trading days. The drama is back, and this drama ain't for your mama. Oh, it's getting really interesting out there. Broadcom otherwise known as Avago, another one of the AI
notice he's
chip
going to ramble
darlings. This
along
one's
here, making
falling
sound like he knows what he's
almost
talking
10%
about.
year-to-date on the
Just
back
practicing
of
talking.
great
Where's
earnings
the
they
insight?
reported. This
No
stock's down
insight.
about 15% roughly just in the past 5 trading days. We have crude oil that continues to go lower, $67 on this one now, down over 20% for this year. Very strange things going on there. Public account, it's a shakedown
See that?
today, $83,000. It's a rough rescue out there. 4 core subjects we're going to get into here today. First thing we're going to do, we're going to go through the damage, and is there damage out there? Second thing is, we're going to talk about the opportunities in this market, which there's an immense amount of opportunity.
Join my group. It's like the Tim Sykes scam. You know the Tim Sykes scam? Be one of my new millionaire students. Got it, folks? You with me on this? I'm going to expose the fuck out of this guy. I haven't even started watching his videos yet. It's coming. Oh, it's coming.
Can you spot a con artist?
Well, holy smokers, this ain't no jokers. Today in this video, I am going to tell you why I believe I am going to well over 10x my money in TTCF stock, Tattooed Chef.
Can you spot a con artist?
And I want to get into the numbers behind this and why I believe this is going to be a phenomenal performing stock for me over the next 5 to 10 years, and get behind the numbers and explain in detail why I believe this is going to play out this way.
Can you spot a con artist?
Yeah. Kevin, talk to me, man. I keep buying Tattooed Chef. It keeps going down, man. Maybe you were right after all. You should have sold it at 24.
No. Tattoos, honestly, it's getting to that point where I'm looking at it like, if it keeps going down like this, I want to buy it again.
Can you spot a con artist?
Yeah. Kevin, talk to me, man. I keep buying Tattooed Chef. It keeps going down, man. Maybe you were right after all. You should have sold it at 24.
No. Tattoos, honestly, it's getting to that point where I'm looking at it like, if it keeps going down like this, I want to buy it again.
Can you spot a con artist?
And because it's going to go back up, man. Like,
You hear that?
it can't. It's not a sub 20 stock. It's just the thing is
Really?
everything.
It's not? If it's not a sub 20 stock, well, how much is it selling for, folks? Anybody? Anybody have an idea? Listen, I don't know the company. I can tell you it's garbage. Any company named Tattooed Chef, this is from a stream, is going to fail. This is okay from a streaming.
It's just I personally, I think this whole sell-off we've really seen this last like month and a week, like 5 weeks now, is all just a bunch of fugazi about people being worried about imaginary inflation.
Can you spot a con artist?
Personally, I think this whole sell-off we've really seen this last like month and a week, like 5 weeks now,
so I
is all
added
just
this
a bunch of
chart
fugazi
here
about people being worried about imaginary inflation. It's just
people
garbage.
listen to this fucking
It's not
scammer,
happening.
Kevin. You hear that? The experts telling you inflation is not happening. It's not going to happen.
Can you spot a con artist?
Well, holy smokers, this ain't no jokers. Today in this video, I am going to tell you why I believe I am going to well over 10x my money in TTCF stock.
Can you spot a con?
Tattooed Chef. And I want to get into the numbers behind this and why I believe this is going to be a phenomenal performing stock for me over the next 5 to 10 years, and get behind the numbers and explain in detail why I believe this is going to play out this way.
Can you spot a con artist?
You see, this guy charges more than me. I'm one of the top analysts in the world, probably the best. I mean, this is what I'm talking about. What a fucking fraud. Contact the FTC, folks. Here we go. Wait till I find out all his blow-ups. I'm going to do more videos. I only read across these two.
I feel like Voyager Digital is one of the most intriguing stocks in the stock market. I feel like it has big risk because it's like, what if the crypto market breaks? Does that take down Voyager as a brokerage? But my gosh, reward potential. They are like, wait till you see the new user numbers coming out on them. Ridiculous. And they haven't even done a lot of like influencer marketing. It's not like you see Voyager all over the place. You know what I mean? Their numbers are going crazy. They're like one of the top apps in finance community, and they keep climbing. And like the CEO there, he's from E-Trade. They're going to get into stocks. I wouldn't be surprised if they offer stock brokerage within the next 12 to 18 months. And so, I mean, imagine if that can be one of the biggest players, if not the biggest, not just in crypto, but stocks. They're coming out with a debit card, credit card. They got a rewards program with VGX. I think that's one of the most intriguing stocks in the entire stock market. It's kind of a little more under the radar because it's a, you know, maybe a $3 billion company or so. But my gosh, you could easily see that being a 20, 40, 60, $80 billion company if they keep on this growth trajectory they're on.
See that?
There you have it
you
from the
didn't see that video before. I got that in my
YouTube
archives.
investment guru.
See that?
Now, I heard something else from Jeremy. Apparently, Kevin interviewed the CEO. So take a look at the title of this live stream, folks. Did fake investment gurus lure you into crypto scams and trash stocks? You understand what's going on here? I've talked about this before. People need to realize what's going on. All these people have lost so much money in the market, and all these fucking grifters are making all the money. They scammed you. They scammed you. They got you into Robinhood. You don't realize that you've been screwed on every trade. You don't realize that Robinhood caused you to trade more frequently and to gamble. You don't realize that. You see? These fraudsters fucked you. People don't understand. Think about the big picture, folks. And these guys have no accountability. None. And all they're just making money. And it's because they're partnering with the criminals. They're partnering with these scumbag criminal companies. Right? Cryptocurrency's a criminal company. I don't give a shit what nobody says. They're fucking criminals. And they're engaged in criminal activity.
I feel like Voyager Digital is one of the most intriguing stocks in the stock market. My gosh, reward potential. They are, like, wait till you see the new user numbers coming out on them. Ridiculous. And they haven't even done a lot of, like, influencer marketing. It's not like you see Voyager all over the place. You know what I mean? Their numbers are going crazy. They're, like, one of the top apps in finance community, and they keep climbing. And, like, the CEO there, he's from E-Trade. They're going to get into stocks. I wouldn't be surprised if they offer stock brokerage within the next 12 to 18 months. And so, I mean, imagine if that can be one of the biggest players, if not the biggest, not just in crypto, but stocks. They're coming out with a debit card, credit card. They got a rewards program with VGX. I think that's one of the most intriguing stocks in the entire stock market. It's kind of a little more under the radar because it's a, you know, maybe a $3 billion company or so. But my gosh, you could easily see that being a 20, 40, 60, $80 billion company.
Training area where I could essentially train newer investors and maybe even experienced investors and take them up to a much higher level. And the way I kind of thought about this is I need to break it apart through course curriculums, and so I could teach everybody all the things they need to know, so when they go to make moves in their portfolio, they feel confident going in, making those moves, and they're not just throwing money around, they're not just gambling money in the stock market. Because what I find time and time again is many people that do invest in the stock market, they're just gambling money around, they're just throwing money around, they don't really know what they're doing, they don't really know what to look for or anything like that. And
Okay, that's sufficient there, folks. So I'm going to end this stream. I'm going to start one up here in a couple of minutes, and actually go over some videos. We've got a new potential scammer we're going to see. You'll be able to check them out for the first time live with me, and then we're going to go over a Patrick Bet-David video I haven't seen, but it's interesting, and we'll see what this con man has to say. Maybe some other stuff too. We'll see.